For more on how the prisoners could have escaped and what officials will be focusing on next, we're joined by Colin Lobo. He's a justice facility security expert based here in Toronto. All right, so Colin, how do you think they escaped from a maximum security facility?
I mean, it seems like it's out of a movie. The first big question is, how did they get these power tools? You know, in correctional facilities, there's a detailed inventory list of every tool in the facility. As soon as something is missing, they do an extensive search, going cell by cell until that tool is found. And during that time, the entire facility is locked down. So that, to me, is the biggest question.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to just take that from the tool shop back into your shell with you. It's these are big devices, right?
Exactly. And if it didn't come from the facility, the next big question is, how did they get it into the facility?
So are you saying that maybe, because sometimes we know that things get in through guards at the facility, that maybe there was a little bit of something going on?
It's hard to say, but I mean, the one thing, it is very difficult to bring in an object like that without some assistance.
All right, so that's one of the key questions, and that's a very good question. We know that the facility is an older structure. How significant do you think that could be in terms of them being able to actually create a hole and getting out?
That does come into play. Newer facilities are designed in a way to really prevent any types of escapes. The one thing to keep in mind is anytime you build a facility, design a facility, it's having multiple layers of defense. With the older facilities, they may not have had those types of layers. So the layout may have contributed to this escape.
How rare is something like this? People escaping from a maximum security, murderers, a maximum security prison in the United States?
It's very rare. You know, these aren't things that are regular occurrences.
And now they're 50 kilometers, that correctional facility is 50 kilometers from the Canadian border. What's your sense? You think they're trying to come to this country?
It's hard to say. I'm sure the police authorities have contacted, border services so that everyone is on alert, so that if they do see these individuals trying to cross the border, they will be stopped.
So is a break like this something that can be prevented?
It is something that can be prevented. There's three factors that come into play when designing facilities to prevent people from escaping. It's the layout, electronic security, and operations. In this case, they could have taken measures.
And then finally, when there are prisoners that escape from facilities, how likely is it that they'll be caught eventually?
It is likely that they will be caught. In most cases, those escapees have been caught. It may take some time, but with proper coordination with all the police authorities working together, I am hopeful that they will be caught.
Should people be concerned?
I don't think people should be concerned. I mean, obviously, if they see these individuals, they should obviously call 911 immediately without approaching them, but I wouldn't be concerned.